You see all these little arrows on your layers. Most beginners ignore them, but inside those arrows is where animation actually happens. Let's break down layer properties. In this tutorial, you're going to learn about layer properties in After Effects. If you want to follow along, open the Layer Properties project file, and if you don't have it, no problem at all. Just drop any footage into a composition and you'll still understand everything. In this composition, I have 5 different layers. Each one represents a different layer type, and each layer type has its own unique properties. You can see any layer's properties by twirling down this arrow right here. For a footage layer, the main properties you'll see are transform, anchor point, position, scale, rotation, opacity. Most of these are self-explanatory, and if you ever mess them up, you can reset everything instantly using the reset button. You can also right-click the layer, go to transform, and hit reset. The anchor point is the confusing one. When you adjust the anchor point, the layer looks like it's moving, but what's actually happening is the layer moves around the anchor point. If you want to move the anchor point without moving the layer, you need to adjust position at the same time. If you use the anchor point tool and drag the anchor, you'll notice that both anchor point and position change. That's exactly what you want. The anchor moves, but the layer stays visually in place. If you want extreme precision, you can use exact values. For example, setting the anchor point to 0 on X and the position to 0 on X places it exactly on the edge. Same logic applies for corners. After Effects uses the top left as 0, 0. A solid layer starts simple, just transform properties, but once you add masks or effects, new properties appear automatically. Masks have their own controls, and effects have their own parameters. You can also see effect properties in the Effect Controls panel. That panel is just a viewer. The real data still lives in the layer. Expressions are the exception. They only live here. This layer here is a pre-comp. Inside it there's text and effects, but on the parent comp, you only see transform and effects, because the rest is happening inside. Shape layers have their own structure. You'll see paths, strokes, fills, and each shape has its own transform, plus a master transform for the entire layer. This is where things feel confusing at first, but once you play with it, it clicks fast. Text layers have special properties: source text, text animators, per character animation controls. These are insanely powerful. We'll cover them more later. One last thing. Layer styles. They're almost identical to Photoshop. Drop shadow, outer glow, inner glow. They're not effects, so they don't show up in effect controls. They only live inside the layer properties. If this feels overwhelming right now, that's normal. It all makes sense once you start animating. In the next tutorial, you'll learn keyframe basics, and that's where everything comes together. I'll see you there.